I'm going to go ahead and apologize if this video is not straight, but just warning you, this video is not very straight. Hey guys, it's Sam, and it was asked of me on Tumblr to talk about my sexuality or my coming out story. And for those of you that have not watched my first video or don't know me personally, I am a pansexual. No, that does not mean I'm sexually attracted to frying pans. And no, it does not mean that I want to do anybody. That's not how I take it, at least. That's not how I think of this sexuality. The thing that I get all the time when I tell people, they're like, but that's not a real thing. You can't just be a pansexual. Just like you can't be bisexual or anything. People have, closed it off to being, gay, lesbian, and bi. But actually, there's a lot of other sexualities, and it doesn't all consist of, oh, are you lesbian, or are you gay, or are you straight? I mean, that's not how it goes whatsoever, especially since the way that today is headed. There's, different genders, people are switching genders, and there's, just a whole lot of things going on right now. And if you're not, watching the news, or you aren't, in the community, or you don't have friends that are, here's a little for you. Alright, so of course there's lesbian, which is gay. First of all, of course there's, lesbians and gay people, which are people that like only the same sex. And then there's the bisexuals, who like guys and girls. And then there's also asexuals, who can actually be in a relationship. One of the big controversies about asexuals are they don't want to be in a relationship, and that's not it whatsoever. Asexual means they don't want sexual interactions of that sort. And they can still be in a relationship. So, and then another one's a demisexual, which is basically, you can date whoever you want, but you really have to have a really strong connection with them first, or you don't really, want to date them. And then there's also pansexual, which is me. And pansexual means that you don't see gender whatsoever as being a problem of dating somebody. But I also take it to be I don't really have a type. Alright, just gonna throw that one out there. I don't really have a type, and basically tall, short, fat, skinny, guy, girl, female to male, male to female, And I mean, most of you might be like, oh, wait, hold up. What? You would date somebody that was once a female and is now a male. And yeah, I would, because I don't see that being a problem. I fall in love with who they are, basically on the inside. I fall in love with the person and not their, body. So it's more of a spiritual connection that I fall in love with, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And then there's also a polysexual, which they can date female, male, and maybe transgender. I'm not really sure about polysexual, and I think there's a couple of other ones that I'm forgetting, but I don't know, I really want to get into all of this during June, because that's the Gay Awareness Month, and it's also my birthday month. So, and it's also when the new season of Orange is the New Black is coming out. But I really want to get into the whole thing and have the whole gay month. But since it was asked of me on Tumblr, I'm going to go ahead and do this for you. So my coming out story, basically, throughout middle school, I was really questioning my sexuality. I was like, oh, God, what is going on? And I really did not accept it of myself. I was like, you're not like that. You can't be like that. You were raised in the church. You're better than that. You don't like girls. That's wrong. And you're trying to be cool. And so, that's not very cool. But no matter how much I told myself, hey, you don't like girls, the more I liked girls. And I mean, still guys, too. I dated a lot of guys, or dated middle school. But, yeah. And then one day, I was just like, fuck it. I don't care anymore. Personally, I don't care. I still kind of cared what people thought, but inside I was just like, this is who I am, and I have to learn how to accept it. So, I went to a fine art school for a year, and God, they were amazing. They were the most accepting people ever, and I got really comfortable with myself there, and I met amazing people and who supported me, and they showed me, hey, it's okay to be who you are. And so I really got my confidence up during that. And then the next year I came back to public school, and I was more open with it. I didn't mention it to people, but it was obvious because I was a flirt. I was a big flirt, and then things happened sophomore year, and I kind of lost all of the self-confidence I've ever had. And I'm slowly building that back up. That's why I'm doing videos. But, yeah. So it wasn't really that big of a deal coming out to my friends. I was just like, I like girls. And they were like, we know. And I was like, oh, okay. You guys cool with that? And they're like, you're still the same person. So, I mean, if you're worried about coming out to your friends, a little message to you, a little side note is, if they're your real friends and they've known you forever, or not even forever, but they've accepted you before with all your weird quirks and stuff, and they love you because of that, it might be a little hard and difficult to actually say it out loud that, hey, I'm gay, or I'm lesbian, or bisexual, or pansexual, blah, 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 blah. But your friends are still going to love you anyway. And if they don't, because of your love, then maybe they weren't that great of friends anyway. They don't cherish your friendship enough to see past that. Even if they don't agree with it or support it, I mean, you're still the same person. So I would just say, go for it, and maybe it'll surprise you. I never planned to come out to my parents while I was in the house. I'm not even in college. I was just kind of planning to move out and go far, far, far away. The Bible says it's wrong. Yeah, they're going to be condemned to hell. Blah, blah, blah. They need to be saved. Jesus, Jesus. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, totally. What would you do if, one of your kids was, gay? And they're like, oh, well, if they started dating somebody, they would not be able to bring them home. If they got married to somebody, we would not go to the wedding. We don't support it whatsoever. And I was like, oh, I'm not telling you guys anything. And I think that made our relationship even more stressful, because I was keeping it in, and I was bottling it in, and I was just really upset, and I couldn't feel like I could be myself at home. Still not so much, but since it's already out there, I feel more comfortable. But my little sisters aren't allowed to know, and because my mom thinks that I'm going to influence them, so I can't tell them. One day though. But they actually found out through Tumblr, and it was because I was questioning my sexuality, and they found messages between a lesbian couple, an older lesbian couple, that I was asking, how did they know, blah, 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 how did they come out, and I was just trying to, figure things out, and they saw those, and they freaked out, and I've had to see counselors, I've had to sit down with a pastor. Bible talk is a lot of our conversations, but basically I've told them, this is where I stand, I'm not changing. Maybe I'll marry a guy, maybe I'll marry a girl, maybe I'll marry a non-gender binary. You're just that's my life, this is your life, you married who you wanted to marry, I should be able to marry who I want to marry. So that's kind of how it is right now. And they're like, well, this is how we see it. And I'm like, well, this is how I see it. We don't have to agree, but we still have to live with each other for right now. And that's basically where we are. But no, I didn't plan on coming out to my parents. I guess a really quick recap. Pansexual. I fall in love with the person, not what the person is. I've come out to basically my entire school, and they're pretty chill about it. Everybody's just kind of like, okay, you live your life. You do you. I'm like, I will do me. What? And my parents don't support, but hopefully one day they'll be able to see me with the person I love, whoever that is, and they'll see how much we love each other. And hopefully they'll see that and they'll be like, this is just right for you. And hopefully it will be. I really hope that that answered your question, whoever you were that asked me anonymously. I really hope that that helped you, whoever asked me the question anonymously on Tumblr. Thank you for asking that, by the way. Also, I hope this helped you or anybody else who's maybe thinking about coming out or questioning their sexuality. And I think that it should be a normal thing for people to do, is just to question themselves and who they are, because I think you can become a better person through it, and you can also find out things about yourself that you didn't know. So I say do that. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below about things you want to see in a video, your coming out story, anything. I love you guys. Hope you guys have had a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week.